Oh yeah, Didi got a podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Didi Got a Podcast. And of course, I'm your host, Didi. I appreciate you all for being here. Everything you hear in this video is alleged. However, I am under the belief that the starting point guard, the starting all-star caliber point guard who goes by the name of De'Aaron Fox, I do believe that just a couple of days ago, he intentionally threw a very pivotal game in the NBA Finals so that the San Antonio Spurs would lose the game. Yes, I understand what I'm saying. And I do believe this speaks to a broader issue about how sports are rigged and there's how sports betting has changed a lot of things. I believe this video is the evidence to speak to why it is that he did this. And I'm curious what you all have to say about it, right? Just make sure that you watch this video all the way through because I cover it from many different angles. I do not believe this was De'Aaron Fox just having a bad game. I believe there is something much larger at play. Thanks for watching. So a little bit over a week ago, right before the finals started, I made a video on this channel where we discuss, number one, why it is that I believe that sports are clearly rigged. And for those of you that believe that the term rigged is a conspiracy theory, let me make it a little bit easier for you. Let me frame it to you this way. I believe that it is very easy for the powers that be, those that own these leagues, that create these leagues to quote unquote manipulate games, the turnout of games, the outcome of games by way of refereeing, getting certain players in foul trouble, ejecting certain players, calling certain plays at the wrong time, having certain players play bad on purpose, or even going as far to putting magnets in different balls, whether that be a baseball, football, basketball, etc. But we'll get to that a little bit later in this video. Because as a reminder, the creator of all sports are Freemasons, right? James Naismith is the creator of basketball. He is from Canada. It originally started off with shooting stones or large pebbles into baskets. And obviously it has eventually evolved into what we know it to be today. You have Walter Camp for football. You have all the people in baseball. We covered this in the Kyle Busch video where they will implement, not only create the sports, but they will implement their marks in the game to sort of commemorate Freemasonry. Well, as many of you all may or may not know, basketball is no different because sports serve many different agendas, from encouraging sports betting, which is the newest wave. The ultimate goal is to be a huge distraction. That is why sports are back to back to back. Different seasons come one after the other. It is to keep you constantly distracted and engaged so that you don't focus on the most high. But particularly in this year's NBA Finals, there was just way too many quote unquote coincidences and weird alignments for us to just overlook it and just think that it was by happenstance. For everything from the fact that the last time that the New York Knicks even made a finals appearance was 27 years ago in 1999, and they just so happened to play the Spurs, which was Tim Duncan's very first finals appearance. Not to mention that Jalen Brunson's father, Rick Brunson, just so happened to play on this same New York Knicks team back in 1999, where they would eventually lose to the San Antonio Spurs. Rick Brunson wore the number 9. His son now wears the number 11. Obviously, they play in New York. You have that weird 9/11 connection there. Okay, fine. You're going to call that a coincidence. It gets way worse. When you look at the route or the route that the San Antonio Spurs took as far as the teams that they beat in order to make it to the finals to play against the Knicks in 1999, there's this weird alignment once again, just like the 2026 Spurs. And then, of course, we know that Patrick Ewing is widely considered the greatest New York Knick ever. He obviously wore the number 33 for the New York Knicks, but he also wore the number 33 during his college years. Well, surprise, surprise, Jalen Brunson is wearing a number that's only a third of that. So there's that 3 number again. But more importantly, Jalen Brunson was selected 33rd overall in the second round of the NBA draft. But it gets even worse. I would highly encourage you to go and check out that video. I guarantee you it's going to blow your mind. Not to mention, a lot of people actually don't know this, but Rick Brunson was actually arrested and has been accused of multiple misconduct situations with multiple women. Because for those of you that don't know, Rick Brunson is also currently a Knicks assistant coach. Surprise, surprise. But he's also worked for the Bulls. He's worked for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I thought this was also very interesting, but it could mean nothing. But let's talk about what's been trending for the past 2 days. Because since the finals have started, the San Antonio Spurs have made history in the worst way. They have held double-digit leads in every single game. Not only that, but every single game they take off on the Knicks. They go up at least 10, 15 points every single game, but they've only won one of those 4 games so far, which is absolutely mind-blowing, including the last game, which has easily been not only the most viral sports moment probably all year, but one of the most viral sports moment and or games in NBA history. What happened if you haven't heard about it? But before we go any further, I just want to let people know that I did drop a video yesterday on the hidden agenda behind P. Diddy's alleged victim. I believe that she is extremely evil. That video was actually quote unquote shadow banned, but I don't even mean like from a conspiracy perspective. No, YouTube literally told me that they had flagged the video and that they didn't release the flag until this morning. So that is 16, 17 hours that this video has went up and barely anybody got to see it. If you are interested in those type of topics, it's a really good video. I would encourage you to go and check it out. Hit the like button on your way in. Thank you. What happened if you haven't heard about it? They were about 29 points, that being the San Antonio Spurs. Surprise, surprise. The New York Knicks were not playing very great. The San Antonio Spurs basically could not miss in the first half. And then in the second half, they went completely cold. Now, people are going to say, well, that happens in sports. Miss me with the nonsense. It does not happen this way because you have people like me that's going to actually investigate and pay a little bit more attention. You don't go from playing smart basketball in the first half to all of a sudden just deciding you don't care about the lead anymore in the NBA Finals, and you're just going to jack up 3-pointers. You're not going to try to get to the paint. You're not going to play smart basketball. Don't miss me with they're a young team. There's something a lot bigger going on here, and I have proof. So for those of you that don't know, there's an NBA player by the name of Terry Rozier, and he was actually arrested as part of a federal gambling investigation after prosecutors alleged that he shared non-public information related to his planned early exit from a Charlotte Hornets game in March of 2023, allowing bettors to profit from wagers on his underperformance.
They do the same thing. They had so many injuries from the start of the season. And that's why you're in the position you are right now.
Terry Rozier, the pull-up from the free throw line. Hornets made 2 changes. They bring Dennis Smith Jr. into the game, and JT Thor enters the ball game. Second with Ashley.
Well, guys, Zion Williamson, just to add to him, 4th year in the league, and just this season, for the first time ever, guys, he got his very first tattoo. And if you ever wondered where the name Zion comes from, the tattoo explains a little bit.
And of course, Terry Rozier has pleaded not guilty, denies any wrongdoing, and his attorneys argued that earlier NBA investigations found no evidence that he violated league rules. And then the case later expanded into a broader federal probe involving dozens of defendants and alleged illegal sports betting schemes. Now, there's a reason why I'm bringing up Terry Rozier in particular, because he's not the only player in NBA history that's been arrested or gotten in trouble, suspended, even banned from the league for being caught or accused of rigging games, throwing games, etc. Terry Rozier's situation is a little bit unique because I believe Terry Rozier allegedly decided to do some of these things individually on his own. And by individually, I mean outside of the NBA's permission. Because yes, allegedly, I believe that the NBA do engage in these things on a regular basis. As I stated before, we're going to get into that. But I want you to first check out this highlight, low light reel of some of the plays where fans and investigators began to become suspicious of Terry Rozier's play, because it started to go from, oh, he's just having a bad game, to, oh, maybe it's not his night, to actually suspecting that something else was going on here.
Rozier just got arrested in federal gambling investigations, and if you look at these plays from him during a game against the Cavs last year, you think he's guilty. I mean, this dude got back on defense before the pass went anywhere, and it also didn't look like he was very worried about Donovan Mitchell being wide open.
Rozier off the DHO, and he turned it over, turned it up, but you don't want to play each other.
I'm of course not sure if he did it, but he's been under investigation for a long time now, and these plays look like some serious evidence.
9-1-1 comes up short.
I mean, this dude used to average 20 points a game, and I don't know what he was doing this game, but it almost looked like he was doing this on purpose.
Empty corner 2-man game, Rozier with a 3.
Let me know in the comments if y'all think that these plays are suspicious.
For another try, well, that was awfully short.
So we're going to play this video back, but there's a couple of things I want you to pay attention to. I want you to pay attention to the way that Terry Rozier was turning over the ball, because it's going to look oddly similar and familiar to what we just witnessed just a couple of days ago, which tells you there are common ways to turn the ball over that could make it look natural, but you can almost guarantee that the result is almost going to be a turnover every single time. Another thing I want you to pay attention to when we play this video back is the way that Terry Rozier was missing shots. What do I mean? Watch the shot selections. Most of his shot attempts are three-pointers. Why is that important? Because three-pointers are the lowest percentage on the court. Common sense. The farther away from the basket that you are, the less likely you are to make the basket. That is to say, if you're right by the basket, it's a lot easier to make an uncontested layup than it is to make a wide open, uncontested three-pointer or even a contested three-pointer, obviously. So that's very important to notice, because I believe that he was 100% throwing games here. And this is the last thing I want to say before I play this video back. I want people to understand something. Yes, NBA players are still human beings. Maybe not all of them. Just joking. But just because they're human beings and you want to say, well, they can make mistakes and they can have off nights, you're not understanding something. When I tell you that they are less than 1% of the best basketball players in the world, they don't make mistakes like this over and over and over in the same game. Not to mention that they have a coach who can just bring them out the game. If you're not going to play correctly and you're going to hurt our team, I'm going to replace you with somebody that's going to help our team. Why would Terry Rozier be allowed to do this over and over and over? The last thing I'll say as well is Terry Rozier just so happens to be borderline all-star talent. He's not an average NBA player. He's really good. He averaged 20 points per game. So he's either all-star depending on the year, or he's borderline all-star. He's no scrub, which is also going to be very similar to another player we're about to react to in just a moment.
Terry Rozier just got a
He does a move and just dribbles. Like, come on, that didn't even look natural. He just loses it through the person's leg and just falls to the ground.
arrested in federal gambling investigations. And if you look at these plays from him during a game against the Cavs,
look at that. That makes no sense. What he just did there, not only did he give the ball up early, like he just threw the ball to no one who was there, but then he immediately gets back on defense. He didn't even make an attempt. He just knew it was a turnover.
during a game,
Who? I freeze it here so that we can all see in real time. For the people that just refuse to see this for what it is, look at what he's doing. Nobody is right there, bro. Hold the ball. Or even if you have to go and get the ball and just get called for a double dribble, do that. You don't keep the ball. You don't just throw the ball away and give it up and get back on defense. But that's exactly what he did here.
against the Cavs last year, you think he's guilty. I mean, this dude got back on defense before the pass went anywhere.
Right.
And it also didn't look like he was very worried about Donovan Mitchell being wide open.
Zero off the DH.
Look what he does there. He does a 360 pass, which makes it made no sense to do this here. Pump fake and give it to the guy to the far left corner. Instead, you have three open players on the outside of the three-point line, and somehow the one person that ends up with the ball is the opposite team. No,
And he turned it over.
he did that on purpose.
But you don't want
That's like the one layup, and look how badly he misses it.
to play defense
It doesn't even hit the rim.
against the Miami.
I'm of course not sure if he did it, but
Another three-pointer, contested three-pointer. Why take that shot?
he's been under investigation for a long time now, and these plays look like some serious evidence.
Another three-pointer hits the front of the rim.
9-1-1 comes up short. And on barrel.
Another three-pointer hits the front of the rim again.
The three is short.
I mean, this dude used to average 20 points a game, and I don't know what he
Does a floater. You said, well, that's not a three-pointer. Look how badly he misses it, though. He makes sure that he doesn't make that shot. He airballs it. Stop it. Stop it.
was doing this game, but it almost looked like he was doing this
Threw the ball away. I'm telling you, this is about to make a lot more sense when we watch a couple of days ago.
on purpose.
Empty corner two.
Another three-pointer.
Rozier with a three.
Doesn't even come close. He hits the back of the rim so hard that it bounces off at an accelerated rate.
Let me know in the comments if y'all think that
Gets the ball back. It gets an offensive rebound, which is what he wasn't hoping for, I guarantee you. Decides to not play smart basketball. I'm going to just pull up for another contested three-pointer.
these plays are
See the result.
suspicious.
Six for
Airballs it. Of course he's doing this on purpose.
no try. Well, that was awfully short.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. De'Aaron Fox, who has underperformed all playoffs, in my opinion. I've been complaining about him all playoffs. Not a big fan of his game. He's just not the smartest basketball player to me. But what he did just a couple of nights ago goes beyond just low IQ. What he was doing after I watched it back in real time, I just thought like he's underperforming, disappointing people. But when I went back and watched some of the highlights and I came across this video, I was like, oh my God. Me knowing how I am and how I look at things, I should have known this from the jump. It's clearly rigged. Somebody's going to have to do some heck of convincing me that De'Aaron Fox did not throw Game 4 of the NBA Finals on purpose. It is very clear that he did it on purpose. And once you see how similar these turnovers and these plays look to what we just watched Terry Rozier do as well, and he's been arrested and out of the league since his arrest, you're going to have a hard time defending this. It says here is every terrible play by Fox in the second half. Let's take a look at some of these plays. Tell me if you notice any patterns.
So let's go through every dog shit play that De'Aaron Fox made in the second half. Just a head-scratching pass by...
Look at that. You do not see Victor Wembanyama. Well, somebody's going to say, well, Victor was supposed to roll to the free throw line. Well, yeah, but he didn't roll to the free throw line. So if you're the point guard, why did you pass him the ball? Why did you pass the ball here? Nobody's there but the defender. And once you see this entire highlight reel or low light reel, it's going to become very obvious that De'Aaron Fox was doing this on purpose. The question is why?
A little fella here. Then 60 seconds later.
60 seconds later, just a minute later. Let's see what he does here. Now remember, De'Aaron Fox is probably the fourth best player on this team. You can argue number 3, but he is definitely not 1 or 2. So that means you need to have unless the play is called for you, which 5, 6, 7 plays in a row is not going to be called for De'Aaron Fox. So if that's the case, wouldn't you look for one of your shooters or the best player on your team, which many people are arguing is the best player in the world, who also happens to be 7'5", which gives him another advantage? Wouldn't you look for one of those options or weapons on your team? Let's see what De'Aaron Fox does here.
Fox, who should be
And this is only in the second half.
the last person on planet Earth doing a James Harden.
What is he doing here? He just runs down the shot clock with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. There's no reason to do this. Play smart basketball. He decides to take a contested three-pointer. Okay.
Dribble, step back shot.
Well, would you look at that? Hits the front of the rim again. Didn't we just see that somewhere else? Let's keep watching.
Does that. So Fox actually gets taken out after that shot. He checks back in with a minute left. And what? And yeah.
Did you see this? Didn't we just see this just moments before with another player? He passes the ball to someone who's not even looking at him. This makes no sense. There's no reason to do this. And watch his reaction after he does it.
Actual fuck is that pass? And then the very next possession.
The next possession, everybody. The very next possession. It's not like this is happening 5 times throughout the entire game. You say, well, turnovers happen. Everybody turns the ball over. This is different. Not only is it back-to-back plays, but it's the type of turnovers he's making. These are clearly intentional.
At the end of the third quarter, Fox again, dribble.
Didn't we just see that from Terry Rozier? He dribbled off his feet and threw somebody's leg and lost the ball. This time, De'Aaron Fox dribbles off his foot. Oops, silly, clumsy me. That's my fault, team. Goes out of bounds, gets back down court.
Right off the foot and out of bounds. And then this possession right here. 3 minutes left, 4-point game.
Yep.
Imagine this being your possession.
You're up by 4. Once again, like I just stated, wouldn't it make the most sense to get the ball to your best player, one of your shooters, or at least get a quality look at the basket? De'Aaron Fox is the third or fourth best player on his team at best. Let's see what he does here.
This is the biggest play of the game. Fox is having a family bar.
Lost the ball off the defender's foot again. Very nonchalant about getting the ball back.
Barbecue, dribbling the ball off his
Just like that, you have 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Let's see what he does here.
foot. No rush at all. Oh,
He takes another three-pointer. That makes no sense. He's not an elite three-point shooter by a long shot. Why not just get closer to the basket? Why not get a ball up? Why is every single play we watched, he passes the ball to nobody, and the one time he passes it to the Knicks? This is clearly done intentional. Not to mention, as a reminder, this is the former 2023 Clutch Player of the Year. I had actually forgot about this. Do you see this on your screen? Clutch Player of the Year. So this is a person who knows how to finish games if he wants. He's choosing not to.
shit. There's only 6 seconds
Look how badly he misses it.
left in the shot
The ball hits the side of the rim, goes immediately out of bounds.
clock. And then you got to play everyone and their grandma are talking about.
Now, this commenter on this video is probably going to say the same thing I'm about to say. I forget, but the Spurs, as you can see on the screen, are up by 1 point. A rookie would know what to do here. It don't matter what year you're in, though. Your coach is going to be yelling, if you can hear the coach, dribble it out, dribble it out. There's 13 seconds, as you're about to see. There's 13 seconds left in the game. You have the lead. You hold the ball. They foul you. There's maybe, 10 seconds left in the game. The pressure's on the Knicks to score. Let's see what De'Aaron Fox does here. It's not like he has a clear-away where there's not anybody within 15 feet of him. OG Anunoby is right there on his trail. Let's see what De'Aaron Fox, who is 28 years old, been in the league 10 years, let's see what he decides to do after the game that he's had.
Fox looks like he has a breakaway. He can't outrun OG Anunoby. He can't dribble out the clock. He decides to go up, and he gets swatted.
Now, I've seen the play, I've seen the replay, and they show where De'Aaron Fox was fouled. I don't care that he was fouled. I'm glad they didn't call it because De'Aaron Fox did that on purpose. I'm under the belief that even if OG Anunoby didn't actually foul him or even block the ball, I believe De'Aaron Fox would have missed it and blamed it on just defense. He wasn't supposed to make that shot. He wasn't trying to.
And then on the final possession of the game, my voice is cooked right now. Fox is on Anunoby. Wemby is on Brunson.
Didn't even catch this live during the game or during the replay. De'Aaron Fox is once again did this wrong. Somebody said, well, this is coaching. Coaching said to double Jalen Brunson. Well, you have a 7'5" guy on him. Why would you leave your man wide open? And it just so happens to be De'Aaron Fox's man. This is not a coincidence, people. Stop telling me that.
Fox then decides,
leaves his man wide open, and we know the rest.
To help Wemby, he doubles Brunson. No one's on Anunoby. And up, maybe, yes, maybe, that will be your winning bucket.
Now, for those of you that don't watch sports, let alone basketball, you may not fully understand it. Let me show you what you're supposed to do, and it just so happens to be the San Antonio Spurs in the finals. Let me show you what you're supposed to do. Everybody knows this, including De'Aaron Fox. There's a reason he chose not to do it, like I've told you. Let me show you what you're supposed to do if you have the lead with just seconds left in the game.
That was the fourth foul on. Those were Hamilton's. Look out of the period. The ball.
He has a much clearer lane to the basket than De'Aaron Fox did. But you don't shoot this. You use up as much time off the clock as you can, and you force them to foul you.
Thrown all the way down court, and Ginobili will pass up what would have been a layup to run out some of the clock with 7 seconds.
That's what you're supposed to do. Oh, and I completely forgot about this play that De'Aaron Fox made that a lot of people forgot about.
Keep trying to bring him up. Now Karl-Anthony Towns. Fox throws it away.
Look at the time that he did this. This was 2 minutes left. So remember, this is right before like two of the other mistakes that he made and right after another mistake that he made. This is 2 minutes in the game left. Every single time it's De'Aaron Fox that's doing this. You find it a coincidence that I just showed you like 8 highlights from him doing the same things. You think he's doing that by accident because he's just having a bad game? He's just low IQ. He's brain dead. No. A rookie wouldn't do this over and over and over. He would get taken out the game. He commits himself in the air, which looks a lot similar to the Terry Rozier play where he just threw the ball out of bounds. He just threw the ball away.
Josh Hart ahead of the pack, lays it up. Lost. Oh, he missed the layup. It would have given the Knicks the lead.
Let's play that again.
They keep trying to bring him up. Now Karl-Anthony Towns.
What is he doing here? Why would De'Aaron Fox not just continue to dribble? Well, you don't know what play they dribble. It doesn't matter. Your center is not the ball handler. You are. Why would you commit in the air? If you come back down with the ball in your hand, it's a turnover. He did this to throw the ball away. Because if you notice here, if Wemby isn't looking at you, that being number one, for those of you that don't know, just throw the balls out. Just throw the ball out of bounds. At least the Knicks don't get the ball. Let's see what De'Aaron Fox does here.
Fox throws it away. Josh Hart ahead of the pack, lays it up. Lost. Oh, he missed the layup.
I don't care what you say. That is a player that is intentionally trying to throw the game. And now I'm about to play just a little bit of a video that talks about magnets potentially being in balls, because the tip that we saw at the very end of the game by OG Anunoby, you said, well, you know, it's just the luck of the draw that he actually made that. The chances or the likelihood of him making that tip in, even without a box out, is extremely rare. Something else that I do not believe should go unnoticed is that early in the video, we mentioned that Terry Rozier was also accused of faking an injury, not just throwing games. And he was giving other people heads up that he was going to be doing this. Well, another similarity between Terry Rozier and De'Aaron Fox is just this, because De'Aaron Fox got injured early in the playoffs, and not saying that he didn't get injured for real. Maybe he did. We do have evidence that someone fell on his ankle, However, the injury actually shocked people, and I think people forget about this because he was quote-unquote injured that game, but he went on to play, and he played the following game against the Timberwolves. And it wasn't until the following series that he missed the first 2 games against the Oklahoma City Thunder, which not only surprised a lot of San Antonio and NBA fans, but it also upset a lot of people because they were questioning where did the injury come from to the point where it was so bad you couldn't even play when the last time we saw you played just fine. You said, well, what does that have to do with the finals? Because he's played the entire finals. Well, an excuse that people have been coming up for him is just that. He's injured. He's not fully healthy. And I just wonder if it's possible that he's been faking an injury or he faked that injury as an excuse. It also should not go unnoticed or unmentioned that De'Aaron Fox's last name is just that. It's Fox. In the Chud the Builder video, we spoke about the name Fox because Joshua Fox is the name of the individual that Chud the Builder got into an altercation with. And as we know, Fox in gematria comes out to a very interesting number. Is that just a coincidence? I'll let you all decide. But for those of you out there that may want to state that, hey, maybe De'Aaron Fox is just a bad player, I want to show you all something very interesting because another connection with this finals is that the head coach for the New York Knicks was also the head coach for the Sacramento Kings when De'Aaron Fox played for the Sacramento Kings. And you want to say, well, a lot of players have played for many coaches because they rotate coaches throughout the league. Now, let me tell you why this one is a bit unique, just like this finals is a bit unique or a bit uniquely different from your average finals. You see, because Mike Brown back in 2024 was actually fired the following day after he called out De'Aaron Fox for making a really boneheaded play that he specifically told his players not to do at the end of a game. I want you all to take a listen to this. And I know a lot of you all are going to think, well, this just proves that he's low IQ, he's hard-headed, he's boneheaded. You can't trust him. But I'm going to tell you why it's a bit different from what De'Aaron Fox did in this game and what he did or has been doing in the 2026 finals.
If you're up 3, you gotta guard your man at the 3-point line, and there should be no closeout opportunity. No closeout opportunity. We told them that they know the only thing that can hurt us is a 3. And I need to go back and watch the film to see exactly where Fox was, but there was no reason for there to be a hard closeout. We were okay with them scoring a 2 at the rim, so you should not be in position to help at all. You should be hugged up to your man at the 3-point line. Everybody should. And why there was a closeout by Fox, I'm not sure. I got to go back and watch the tape. But for sure, 100%, we told our guys, can't give up a 3. Can't give up a 3. Can't give up a 3. Stay connected. Stay on the high side. Stay on the high side. I even drew an example of if your guy's on the floor, just hop on his high side. The only thing that can hurt us is a 3. And we close out and we foul with 3 seconds to go. It's tough.
I don't know how an NBA coach could literally get that detailed and explaining things to his players to the point where he draws out examples of what not to do. And you still went out on the court and did the very thing he told you not to do. When you're up by 3 points, you can win the game. He did this again. Now, let me tell you why this is a bit different. I think this proves 2 things. I think 2 things can be true at the same time. I think this does prove that De'Aaron Fox is a low IQ basketball player. But I also believe that it means, because he literally cost his team the game. But I also believe that when you look at that, that's one play. De'Aaron Fox literally made like 9 to 12 turnovers or bad shots in just the 3rd and 4th quarter alone. Unheard of. He was trying to throw the game. Give the ball to other players. Let other people make plays. He kept the ball in his hands almost as if to make sure that he messes up. I don't believe this is a coincidence. I'm about to show you something and you come to the conclusion that you want to come to.
Hello viewers. Today I will be covering how the NBA appears to use a magnetic rim to ensure that the ball either goes in or doesn't go in. To start, I'll begin with a pretty classic video from the 2007 NBA playoffs.
Baron Davis can make a shot from anywhere on the court. Is it magic or is it magnets? Tiny magnets placed on the ball, ensuring a strong attraction to the metal rim. Watch. And when Baron needs more magnets, Baron gets more magnets. Don't believe me? Watch the NBA playoffs and you'll see there's really no other explanation.
Okay, the first one's Philadelphia versus Toronto. Look at the shot. Ball bounces again, bounces to the other side, drops in. That's not natural. Ball bounces up. It's not going to bounce to the other side of the rim.
Now, I understand that you all may not agree with every single one of these examples that he gave. I do agree with him on a couple of the ones that we're about to see that I've never noticed before, is particularly with Zion Williamson. This play, I actually watched in real time. I believe this is one of the greatest shots in playoff history, easily top 5 for me. Blew my mind when I watched it in real time, but I will be honest, even though Kawhi Leonard is an awkward player, when I watched this back, I was thinking, how did the ball, I didn't think that it was fake, so to speak, but I just thought, like, how did he make that? Nothing about that lined up, but it still made it to the rim. You said, well, he just shoots awkward, or he just shot at an odd angle. Watch the play, though. It doesn't look natural to me.
Not on the first bounce, the second bounce, and then goes to the other side of the rim and then drops inside. It's just not natural.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
Okay, another game winner. Look at the shot. Yeah, I'll slow it down. It's hard to see. He takes the shot. It's the ball sailing. The ball's short. And then you can see right about here, the ball pulls out and then it goes in. You know what's coming next.
This one is harder for me to tell, in all honesty. If I'm being transparent here, it's harder for me to tell if it was short or not. So I'll let you all decide. I'm not so sure about this one. Very difficult shot to make, especially over a taller defender from that far away. Yeah.
Folks.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
This one is absolutely ridiculous. It's actually the one that woke me up to the magnet hoax with the NBA. Just watch this guy take the shot. I don't think he's ever touched a basketball until this point in his life. Look at the shot. Takes it. It gets stuck. Really? Have you ever seen that in your life?
I've never.
You know what's coming.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
This is another one that's absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen this in my life, even playing with flat basketballs in my backyard. Just never seen this before. The ball gets stuck to the front of the rim. Really?
No.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
This one is Zion Williamson from his debut where he scored 22 points. Note that no one is covering him. Takes the shot. Looks short to me, but it still goes in. Again, you can see it when it looks like it's going to drop, and then it gets pulled a little bit and goes in.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about you. That sure looks pretty.
It's the next Zion play that he shows, though, where I'm like, okay, that is very obvious.
To me, and you know what I'm cutting to right now.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
Another Zion Williamson one. Again, Zion is not.
Watch this one closely. This blew my mind, and it just so happens, ironically, to be against the Spurs.
Covered at all, and he takes the shot. It looks like it's going to the right, and then it pulls to the left and goes in the hoop.
Dude has really good eyes because I didn't catch this in real time, but when you slow it down, it clearly looks this way. Watch this.
I'll play it again in slow mo so you can see it. Ball looks like it's going to the right, pulls to the left.
It did.
Goes in for a switch.
It literally did it. For those of you that think that we're just reaching and we're just conspiracy theorists, watch it. Watch it closely.
That looks pretty fake to me.
Is it magic or is it magnets?
Okay, this one is a fan. He misses the layup for $10. That's pretty bad. He takes a free throw for 100, and he's gonna airball the free throw. That's pretty bad, airballing a free throw. Bro, I did that in like 5th grade. He takes a 3-point shot and airballs it by a mile. He wasn't even close. I mean, the magnet, that ain't going to help. You need to at least get it somewhat close to the rim for the magnet to work. But here he goes for the half-court shot, and he's dribbling. I don't think this guy's ever touched a basketball until this point. And look at that. He makes the half-court shot. Do you believe that? The guy that airballed a free throw makes a half-court shot on the first try?
No, I don't believe that. You say, well, anything's possible. Sure, it ain't impossible for that to happen, but I find that extremely unlikely, very odd. And once again, ironically, this also happens to be in New York Knicks arena. Something else that's very important to note is you cannot take basketballs home, right? Professional sports, with baseball maybe being the exception. I've heard stories where even families that have cotton baseballs in the crowd, they've been approached by people and the balls have potentially been swapped out. I don't want to co-sign that one way or the other, but what I will say is if you look up the research on if NBA players, not NBA players, NBA fans or, people on the sideline, are they allowed to take NBA basketballs home or even footballs? No, they're not. It's very difficult. What you will find is they'll say they can take memorabilia home or they can take basketballs that's given to them after the game home. But are those the same basketballs that they're playing with during the game? If a ball goes into the crowd in basketball, it's not like baseball. You giving that back. It's just because they're cheap and they want to keep the, or could there be other potential explanations? Like they don't want anybody to cut those basketballs open and do their own research. Do I believe there are magnets in the ball? I do. And if you think I'm biased, one of the reasons I believe this is because of the half-court shot that Victor Wembanyama made in, like, what was it, game 2, game 3 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm like, really, bro? He plays okay the first game or two. He wasn't playing bad at all. But now he's making contested half-court shots. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I don't. It's not very much in his repertoire. I don't believe he's made very many of those throughout his career, and he does it against the Thunder. I just don't know if I'm buying it. Can he come close on it? Is it impossible for Victor Wembanyama to make one? No. Do I believe that he made that one? I don't believe that he made it. And before this video ends, let me also say this as well. I saw just 1 or 2 comments where people were saying, "Oh, I see you're backtracking now, Didi. You made the original video a week and a half ago talking about how the Spurs are going to beat the Knicks because it's just history repeating itself." I never said that. I say history is repeating itself as far as the Spurs and the Knicks meeting in the finals again under all these other similar circumstances, which is very strange that many people will call a coincidence. I'm not one of those people. What I did say was, I don't know who's going to win. It's hard to just know what the script is, and the script could change last minute sometimes. I don't know. But what I will tell you is I am confident, and I could be wrong about this. I believe that the Spurs will win tonight because I believe that if it's written in the script for the Knicks to win, they're supposed to win in New York. It's supposed to happen. It's just not the same if they win in San Antonio, right? Because if the Spurs go on to win tonight and they win the next game, I will be baffled. Because at that point, you don't know who's going to win the game or who's going to win the series in San Antonio. It'll be very difficult to know that. But also, I can't imagine the New York Knicks winning in San Antonio and not in New York when it'll be their first finals appearance in 27 years, but their first final win in I don't know how long, So these are my thoughts. Y'all put in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I'm Demetrius. I'll go by Didi. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.
Oh yeah, Didi got a podcast.